So, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome to the Digital Trade Show podcast. I'm John Stamper, your host, and I'm here live in Columbus, Ohio, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Woohoo! And I am at the ADHA annual session, and I am very excited for my first guest this morning, Rhoda Kublickis from Xlear. Good morning.
Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
Good.
Show's been good so far?
Show's been really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are here, obviously working and talking to a lot of hygienists about the great products you guys have and your company. So wanted to have you come on the podcast, talk a little bit about your story and you know what kind of the dialogue's been.
Oh, it's been great. The hygienists have been really receptive at the booth. I have been a hygienist since 1983.
Okay.
And there are actually 3 hygienists that work for Xlear and Spry, and we educate throughout the country about our great products.
Okay.
So we're here to make sure that the hygienists are talking about Spry to their patients and the benefits of xylitol and Spry. We're total dental defense.
Awesome.
I love it.
So you said you've been a practicing hygienist since 1983. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
Yes, when I was 12.
When you were 12. It's Saturday morning. I mean, it's all good. But let's before we talk about Xlear and all the awesome stuff you guys are doing, let's talk a little bit about yourself and your story and how you got to what you're doing right now.
I love being a hygienist. Actually, I fell in love with my first dentist. He looked like Santa Claus, and I got to see Santa every 6 months. White beard, white mustache, and I had a great hygienist clean my teeth, and her name was Rhoda, so I thought that was great. I had great communications with her.
Right.
So when I would come in into her chair, I said, Rhoda, do they call you Rhoda all the time? And she goes, yeah, I don't know why they dropped the N. And I would say to Rhoda, here I am, 12 years old. I said, Rhoda, they call me Rhoda, and my name is Rhoda. I found your N that people drop. So it's been a great communication. I went to school in dental hygiene in Fairleigh Dickinson back in 1980 after I graduated hygiene school. It was a 2-year degree. It was great. I worked in New Jersey for a year, and then I met my husband and fell in love and moved to South Florida and have my Florida hygiene license, my New Jersey hygiene license, and my Colorado hygiene license, so 3 states.
Okay.
Up until 2010, I was doing clinically part-time, 4 days a week for 3 different dentists, and then I found this perfect job with Xlear. So I've been with them as an educator, and what we do is go into dental offices to encourage them to do prevention, which is why I went into dentistry.
Got it.
I love prevention.
Got it. So you have that part of your history, and then talk a little bit about the Xlear experience and you know how you moved into that, but more importantly, what you do right now with Xlear.
What I do right now is educate dentists, hygienists, and nurses throughout the country, and I go into the schools and talk about our curriculum on how to teach prevention. Dental hygiene was meant to be prevention.
Right.
Back when we started this program, we were supposed to go in and counsel pregnant moms on how to keep their children's teeth healthy. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm passionate about Xlear, because they're a natural company that provides prevention to make sure that their Spry is given from pregnant mom till their elders. We have all the different products. We have toothpaste, mouthwash, nasal spray, Xlear.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll have to tell you about that Xlear.
I would love to know about it.
So back in Finland, they were doing several studies with xylitol. And xylitol, because of its carbon structure, was not metabolized by the bacteria that occur naturally when you eat food. So what they saw was children who were chewing xylitol gum, straight xylitol gum, 3 times a day for 2 years straight. Side effect was 40% less sinus infections and ear infections. When back then in the 80s, late 80s, Dr. Lon Jones read all these studies and he thought, 40% less by just chewing xylitol gum. What if we put the xylitol in a saline solution to disrupt that bacteria in the Xlear nasal spray? There's xylitol in it. We're the only company that adds a sweetener in the saline. and they found 90% reduction of sinus infections and ear infections by just changing up the formulation so that you have xylitol in there. It's fascinating.
Pretty interesting.
Yes, it's just helping people get healthier, naturally.
So when you educate, when you go to schools, when you go to meetings like this, you talk with dental practices, do you find that that message is well accepted? I mean, I would imagine so, but talk a little bit about the work that you had to do to maybe get that message out there if not as many people were educated about it.
Right. So at my owner of our company, Nathan Jones, or one of the founders, actually saw dental hygienists at one meeting back in 2010 and said, hygienists are the ones who want to prevent disease. I think we should hire hygienists to educate throughout the country to spread the word on prevention. And so it's been great talking about xylitol, but xylitol is an ingredient.
Right.
So we have to step back and do more branding of our Spry brand. We don't have artificial sweeteners.
Right.
We don't have 6-carbon sugars like sorbitol, maltitol, mannitol, and aspartame in any of these, so that the bacteria don't wind up eating the little bit of xylitol that's in the xylitol-containing gums.
Right.
And wind up causing cavities and problems on our patients. It actually helps neutralize the acids both in our whole body. And their whole philosophy seems to be total health.
Right.
We forget the nose and the back of the throat is attached to our teeth and our mouth.
Right.
And we've been able to open up the airway for a lot of people who couldn't breathe before by just giving them moisture on their nasal passages.
Right. So I have to tell you, I've known you now for probably about 4 years, and your passion for this is stronger than ever, which I think is awesome. I think, as you know, not only as a hygienist, but someone now that is out there talking about a product, keeping that energy up all the time is not easy unless you believe in what you have.
Right.
And I think that's what's so interesting. So talk a little bit about maybe some individual practice stories, or even just people on the testimonial side of, that reach out to you that say, Rhoda, we tried doing this, it was great for our patients. Talk a little bit about that.
So, interestingly, Lisa, who is our other xylitol educator rep from the Northeast, had done a CE for Lysandra Masonette. And at that time, Lysandra was working for a pediatric office in Pennsylvania. And Lysandra just was so sad that these young kids were having to get Novocaine and getting numb and going to sleep to get their teeth fixed. So Lysandra listened to all of us doing this work and decided to incorporate the Spry protocol. She did her own Spry protocol. She converted 400 family members in that pediatric office and decreased the restorative work, but increased their prevention.
Right.
So the new office that they built, now dentistry is based on billable fillings, and that is their bread and butter.
Right.
This dentist was no longer doing as many fillings, but she hired 3 more prevention specialists and built a bigger practice based on the Spry protocol.
Sure.
She was getting more referrals from medical doctors because kids were getting less sick from doing the Spry protocol. The whole family was on it. Everybody has to be in the Spry protocol because we vertically transmit bacteria by kissing, by sipping on the same cup. So we want to make sure that we're healthy in a good biofilm. It changes your whole microbiome.
Yeah. I love that. And I think that's an example of, certainly, I'm sure, what gets you up every day to keep going out there and educating people is stories like that.
It's really cool. And now medical doctors, when I go to the ENT meetings, it's fascinating because Xlear is in the forefront. Again, because we are the only company that has xylitol. There's MDs, ENTs coming up to me and they asking me the MOLs of how much xylitol is in our little packets because it prevents disease from refractory surgeries. If y'all have suffered from sinus surgeries, it's painful. So by doing prevention every day with the Xlear nasal spray, you can actually help heal yourself better.
Got it. So, how long have you been a member of the ADHA?
Since graduation in 1983,
Okay.
and honestly, because I cover so many territories, I only pick my independent contractors if they're ADHA members.
Right, right.
It's a must.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about even just this meeting this week and some of the great things that they're doing. And it's been awesome to have people on the podcast and have them share how it's been beneficial to them. It just really seems like now more than ever, with so many things going on, the network, the confidence that it has with the network and the people that you know, it's certainly very strong, which is good to hear.
It is good to hear. What we need to remember is I was a student member, but not really active. It took somebody seeing something in me during a local component meeting to tap me and say, hey, you need to step up in leadership. Not everybody has to be a leader.
Right.
What we need is numbers, because we are trying to get more of a nurse practitioner model where we're able to give the prevention portion for our patients to keep them healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I love the membership. We need more in numbers, and you could be the person that just adds some innovative ideas.
Sure.
And we're coming to that age where we want our digital, our millennials and X's to come in and be members and see how fun it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's certainly, I mean, it looks like it's been a lot of fun, but more importantly, a lot of great things are being accomplished this week. And like you said, you know, these are the minds in hygiene are here, and they're talking and doing great things. So
It's game changers.
I love it. All right, so how about a couple fun questions for you? Actually, before we do that,
Okay.
let everybody know where they can find out more about Xlear, more about what you guys are doing, all of that stuff.
So the Xlear website, xlear.com, is our website, and it has a professional tab for all the professional hygienists and nurses and doctors that can go in there, that has the studies, and then it has a consumer tab. You can find our Xlear products at CVS now, and then the spray products are in any natural market, the natural grocers,
Got
Whole
it.
Foods, Vitamin Shop,
Got it.
all of those.
Okay.
So that's where we would find our products.
Excellent. Okay.
Thank you.
So here's a fun question for you. If there was a song that best described Rhoda, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, we better ask my husband. I love what I do.
Yeah.
Passion? I don't know. Is there a song,
Yeah.
Passion? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So we'll have to just find a song that has the word passion in it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that'll be your song.
Yeah, there
I
you
love
go.
It. All right. So how about your favorite time of the day?
I love mornings.
Okay.
I walk my dog, Charlie Brown, in the morning, and I try to capture the sunrise.
Yeah.
It's new every day. It makes me happy that every day you get a new chance.
Yeah. I love that. How about a recent book that you've just read that really caught your attention?
I love Tony Robbins. He
Okay.
is very pumped up. So I think it's Mastering Strategy or Mastering
Okay.
the Mind, one of those.
Okay.
But I love
He's
Tony
got a
Robbins.
bunch?
He's got a bunch. And we actually, my husband took me to a Tony Robbins.
Oh, really?
And it was a great experience.
Yeah.
If you've never done a Tony Robbins, you've got to go.
Did you walk on the coals?
I did. We did. It was awesome. And the key is, if you're going to go with a loved one, sit in separate ways. You have to experience the experience based on your emotion,
Right,
to get
right.
to the next level.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Got
So
it.
that's what renews me every day. It's
Yeah.
like you've got to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Step it up.
So, last question, Rhoda. You get the opportunity to speak with a lot of people in the industry, younger hygienists, things like that. One message right now for a younger hygienist who is either just getting ready to graduate and getting ready to start their career, with everything that you've learned, what would you share with them?
Find a mentor. Find a mentor. I was very fortunate early on that I found a mentor, the hygiene program coordinator in my dental hygiene school. That hygiene school closed down, but that hygiene program coordinator was adamant about being ADHA member.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the value of it until I moved to a different state.
Sure.
And I didn't know anybody. And my component helped lift me up to figure out where my direction is.
Yeah.
So that's, find your passion. It will come to you. And it's okay to think outside the box.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people are thinking outside the box. So my question is, now that so many people are thinking outside of the box, have they created a new box? So
no,
do we
they
have to
created
continue?
a new world.
A new world. Okay, so now we have to start thinking out of that box.
No, it's a connection thing. It's about networking and connections.
Yes,
So
yes.
you need to make sure you never burn your bridge.
Yeah.
But if you burn your bridge, it's okay. You could row to the other island.
There you go. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you,
This has been such a
John.
pleasure.
It's
Like I
been
said, we've known
fun.
each other for a long time, and I've always had such a load of respect for you and what you're doing in the industry. You're very passionate about it, and this was a great opportunity to have you come on, talk about Xlear and all that good stuff. So thank you.
Thank you, John. Have
All
a
right.
great day.
Have a great weekend.